Clyde's got his boots on, sitting in the old recliner, screen glowing pixel barns, ain't nobody finding. Tractors on the TV, harvesting the rows, corn and wheat in perfect lines, how that bounty grows. Kids around the kitchen, but Clyde don't even hear. He's facing down tornadoes, fighting virtual fears, ranching through the seasons from summer to the frost, clicking through the hayfields where no seed is lost. Playing farmer on a screen feels so real and true. Got his heart in every pixel, doing what he loved to do. Sun setting o'er the fields, his hands never tired. Clyde's farm simulator keeps his old soul on fire. Grandpa's dusty tractor still sitting in the shed, but Clyde's got a new one in that digital homestead. Plowing through the night, moonlight on the hay, dreaming of the harvest in an artificial way. Wife hollers dinner time, but he's in a virtual trance, swatting at mosquitoes in a make-believe expanse. Cornfield in the software, chickens on the move. Life's a lot simpler when you don't need to prove. Playing farmer on a screen feels so real and true. Got his heart in every pixel, doing what he loved to do. Sun setting o'er the fields, his hands never tired. Clyde's farm simulator keeps his old soul on fire. Playing farmer on the screen feels so real and true. Got his heart in every pew, got his heart in every pixel, doing what he loved to do. Sun setting o'er the fields, his hands never tossed. Clyde's farm simulator never will expire. Playing farmer on a screen feels so real and true. Got his heart in every pixel, doing what he loved to do. Sun setting o'er the fields, his hands never tired. Clyde's farm simulator keeps his old soul on fire. Never will expire.
Welcome back to Clyde's Farm, everybody. Welcome back to Western Wilds, and welcome to episode 34. We left you last time. We was mowing, and as you can see, we're still mowing. Sorry, we're not mowing, we're baling. Straight into the next episode from the last one. Quick recap in case anybody's forgotten. This is the way I prep a new field. So we have removed the trees, we have mowed the grass. Mowed never seems like a proper word to me. I always want to say mown, but that's not right either. Anyway, then we bale, we collect the bales, we plough, we stone pick, we lime, we fertilise, we seed, and we fertilise again. Although we may not need to fertilise this one again because it had grass on it. I'm not sure if that's the same with the meadow grass, as I call it, but we'll find out. I think you do have to do 2 on the first one. Anyway, so yeah, that's where we're up to. We've got what have we got? We've got the John Deere hooked up to the bale trailer, ready to remove the bales. We've got the Class hooked up to the fertilizer spreader because that was doing that on our soybean field. So literally, once we finish the baling, we will go and park this in the grass field. We'll collect the bales, we'll dump that trailer in the grass field, and we'll go and collect the plough. We'll get the ploughing done, then we'll go and collect the stone picker. We'll get the stone picking done, and then we can start doing course play courses. So once we set the lime spreader away, then we'll look at putting the pickup and the baler away and go and dropping off the bales where we keep our silage bales, etc, etc. Just try and maximise the time that we've got left in this day, month, just to try and make sure we can get it all done in daylight hours. Although, to be honest, we're that desperate for sugar, I think if we have to work into the night, we will work into the night. The longest job really left to do is the ploughing. Stone picker is quite wide, although there's a few up and downs to do. It's not like mowing or baling or even seeding to some effect, some things. And then I say lime, both lots of fertiliser and seed we'll set up on course play anyway, so we'll just be able to watch them and obviously go and buy another harvester to add to our collection. We might just scrape one more bale. We might not. Actually, I'm not convinced we will now. Okay, baler off, pick up lifted and folded. What we'll do is we're probably just going to leave this down the side here, because that will give us a little bit of a reference on how much of a gap we need to leave between the fields. So where's the John Deere? There it is. So let's go and get these bales collected. Always one up in the corner, the furthest point away. Sometimes I do cheat a little bit and push them with the tractor. Right, so that is the bales collected. So we're going to drop this on the field and go and get the plough. Nice sound effect on that trailer with the airline, like that. I do like sound effects, and I do like the detail that some of the modders put into the moving parts on mods. So plough. Now I'm going to try something. I want to see which way round this is. So I want to, I'm going to pick it up the wrong way round on the wrong side of the tractor. Wrong side, wrong end of the tractor. As I know some of them go a little bit quicker if you do that. Again, knowing our luck, that won't be the case. We're normally ploughing sort of between 8 and 10 miles an hour. So we'll use the pickup as a marker for our start point. What we must remember to do is allow create fields. So we want to be about 0 degrees thereabouts. We want to lower the plough. It's not letting us create fields at the moment, but it will if we do that. And let's go. Yeah, so that didn't really work. We're about the same speed that we normally plough, but it's worth a try. No massive stones being released, so we're probably going to be somewhere between, let's have a guess, stone picking between 3,000 and 6,000 litres of stone when we do the stone picking. Do a nice curved arc up to about there. Trying to use the compass in the mini map as a guide to what direction we need to be facing, but you can see it does sort of move all over the place as the tractor hits bumps and divots. Here it's on about 180 degrees. It's a 9-metre plough. There is a 16. But this is my favourite, especially for creating fields. We'll leave a bit of a roadway at the bottom here. Get too close to that field, we need to leave the gap. The gap is going to narrow. start our arc now. Join up with this bit, and then that is the perimeter of our field. Right, so let's go across the way and make some space at the bottom. Again, this is just for turning purposes. So I'll get these bits done, and then I can put the tractor on cruise control. And I know I've got enough space at the end of each row to turn round without destroying anything, and then to go landscaping and paint bits out. And obviously the side effect of doing this is it does make the up and downs a bit shorter anyway. There's very little stone on this field. So 12:30 in sim. Still think we're going great guns. Am I going to regret doing sugarcane? Whilst I'm harvesting it, probably yes. Whilst it's creating me lots of sugar, probably no. Do it up and back here to give us some space. I think, as we said before, sugarcane will go on to our 5 harvest ploughing cycle. And I'm 99.9% confident that once you harvest it, you don't have to replant it. Obviously we will do if we have to plough. Next job will be picking these stones up, so when the ploughing's done we'll go and get rid of the plough and pick up the stone picker. Right, that gives us our turning room, so the up and downs to go. So all those bare patches that you can see where we've cut the grass, they will turn into nice fertile bits of land with sugar cane growing on it that is going to solve all of my sugar problems, he says, with everything crossed. It's just how long does it take to grow, and will it solve the problems? Right, let's get cruise control on now. There we go. What we've got to do is try and steer in a straight line. Looking forward to the next series already. I don't know if I would already sort of give too much away, but yeah, I'm thinking about just being a contractor. So I've got a house, I've got a vehicle, and I go to work every day. And then if I can get a little plot of land, or I might do it in a way that I've got a house and a vehicle, but the house has got a little tiny bit of land attached to it, so that as I make some money, I can do bees and chickens through a farm shop. So it might be that my house is actually a farm shop on a little tiny bit of land. So I go to work every day, I earn money, I save up so that I can do bees, and then I sell the honey when it's... do I sell the honey when it's proper? No, I put the honey into the farm shop, sell it through the farm shop, and then get some money to get a chicken coop and do the same with the eggs, whilst still going to work every day and doing contracts when they're available. Contracting through an agency which is run by the vehicle shop, so I will need to borrow the equipment to do the contracts, which means I get to use different things. And all I have to do is go to my place of work and the vehicles will be there. Something dead simple that doesn't need a lot of thinking. Obviously bees, when I put bees down, you just need the money to put the bees down in the first place. You don't need to feed them or anything like that. Chickens I'm going to need to feed, and I think possibly the way I'll do that is save up and buy myself a little Stroutman for £9 grand, that I can pull with whatever vehicle I've got, and just buy the chicken feed, at least to start with, and hope that I can earn enough money to keep the chickens fed, which I should be able to. Not going to have an industrial scale chicken coop. It'll just be something small. And then if I'm keeping the farm shop topped up with honey and eggs, that's a little secondary income coming in on top of whatever I'm earning during the day. Throw a few rules into it, like you can only start contracts during daylight hours or something like that, so at least you've got a life outside of work. But could be interesting, especially using different bits of equipment that I'm not used to, because when you do your own farm you tend to most of the time stick to the equipment that you know, so that will force me to use other makes and other ways of doing things. I would guess that at some points during the year the contracts, depending on how many fields there is on the map, that the contracts will be few and far between, so I might have to either do things that I really don't want to do, or maybe not earn money that month. But literally not have a farm. Consumables like, you know, lime and seed and fertilizer and stuff like that, obviously you do have to provide that yourself, but most of the equipment, if not all, I'm going to say most because I've only ever tried it on a few bits of equipment, you can fill it up, and then what you don't use you can unload, put it in a little corner, and it's there for the next time you need it, rather than just giving the equipment back and losing it all. So yeah, that could be quite interesting. And I might, sorry, there's a helicopter going over. I might actually start that before we finish this one, and just try and run both of them, so I'm doing something different each day. Not got a great deal on over the next few weeks before 25 comes out. I have got the grandchildren visiting, so I'm sure we'll be, at least one of our episodes of something will involve one or both of the grandchildren helping out. But I might do alternate nights, because I am on this most nights. I don't get to record every night, but I might do alternate nights between this series and the contracting series. Means I'm going to have to make a decision on a map though. got a few bits to do this afternoon, so once this episode finishes, just before I do my bits and pieces, what I might do is I might just have a quick look, see if Silver Run Forest is working. Doubt it. And then maybe just try a couple of maps. The only trouble is because my memory is so bad, I'm going to have to keep a log of where I am and what I'm doing on each series. Otherwise we'll start an episode and by the time I've worked out what I was doing, it'll be the end of the episode. So that'll just be me sat here going, can't remember what I'm doing. So we are just about over halfway on the ploughing. I may have said this before, and I know this is a game, but there is something very therapeutic about ploughing. I don't really get that with any of the other farm jobs, just the ploughing. I don't know whether it's I'm creating something new that goes on in your head, or maybe it's the stark contrast in going from something bright green at the moment to something dark brown, so you can see that you're doing something. As I said, we can't do the initial plough on course play because there's not a field that's been created until you've done this plough. $425 miles we've done in this John Deere, and it's been going real time for 37.1 hours. Outside the wind is getting a bit stronger. Episode 33 is ready to publish, so I'm just going to do that. It's only 4 button clicks, but probably means everything goes a bit quiet, and I have to keep making sure my plough's heading in the right direction. That's that done. So you can see on the mini map what we've ploughed does tend to be, or the brown that it's creating, which is your ploughed state, tends to be slightly behind where you actually are on the field, but it catches up. I think we're definitely going to get the ploughing done in this episode. Probably 4 or 5 more runs. See which way round them times were. We go in between 10 and 11. Doing it as we thought we were. But we're nearly there. Get away with 2 runs after this one. normally don't try and get too close to the edge because I get really annoyed when I miss a little bit out and I can't leave it. I have to go back for it, which wastes time. So I just tend to leave a little gap to be on the safe side. Unless I'm doing something else and then I look up and the tractor's run away and has missed a big lump, and then I get proper annoyed with myself for not paying attention. Yeah. Up and down and we're done. Let's not get too greedy. So get to the end, go and drop the plough off, pick the stone picker up. Okay, ploughing complete. Train disappearing in the background. I don't know if you can actually load stuff on the train on this map, because I can't remember seeing a transfer silo. Might just be for show. It might be just those carriages that we use for the silage bales that you can actually load. Right, stone picker. I think is in that slot there. My attach button didn't work. Or again. Has so like this mod, I really like it because I like the animations. Was the word I was looking for before. So just look at this. think we're going to go anti-clockwise as we're pointing in this direction. We said somewhere between 3,000 and 6,000 litres. I think we'll just about have enough time in this episode to get the stone picking finished, so we'll know. Don't think I need to do extra space at this end, because the field behind it is mine, but just not sure about those implements I left on the field. But we will need to do a couple of backwards and forwards up this end when we get back up here next time, just to give us some space to clear those trees there. There is a faster stone picker in this pack. I think it does 25 or 28 miles an hour. But if you get a few bumps on the field, the arms bounce up in the air and you leave stone behind, which is not what you want to do. And there's also a slower one. This one's sort of in the middle. And it's I think it's a nice speed. Get it hooked up on the baler. Sensible enough to park them far enough back. Do need to create a gap at the top here, not so much this end, but definitely at the other end. Not have access to this land. I know, I'm just using it to turn round. No, definitely more than 3,000. was going to say 5,000 first off, but then I wanted to give myself a bit of a broader window. I'm now wondering, have I undercooked it and we're going to get more than my top end guess, which was 6,000. I think if we do, it's not going to be by a lot. And what I might do is just overrun this episode slightly just to get the stone picking finished. Because it's still, I wouldn't say hot, but it's still warmish here, and the wind's blowing, and we've got windows open. It's making it sound like there's people walking about in the house, which is quite unnerving when you're on your own, or supposed to be on your own. So next job is lime, so what we'll probably do is literally dump the stone trailer, stone picking trailer, and use the class, get the limer away. This is probably all going to change because it will be in the next episode, but my thought at the moment is dump the stone picker, pick up the limer, start the line with the John Deere. In the meantime, because that will be on a course play course, so in the meantime we can get the class, pick up this stone picker, go and dump the stones, and then park the stone picker up, come back, re-hitch to the fertiliser spreader, jump in the pickup. Actually no, the class as well can take the silage bales to the storage area, drop the bale trailer off, and then come back and hook up back on the fertiliser spreader. Then we can jump in the pickup, take the baler back, and then all of the equipment that we don't need anymore is back where it should be, and all we're left with is the equipment that we're either using or using next. So yeah, we're about to hit 6,000 now. We might be close to 10. It's not bad from a field that looks like there's not a lot of stone on it. So apologies that the episode will run over slightly. Little voice in the back of my head going, "Sugarcane, you must be mad." it's not just a case of growing more sugar beet, because I'm still only going to have two things creating sugar, even though I'll have more raw material as such. At least by doing sugar cane, I've got three things creating sugar, which I am really hoping is the answer to the problem. And if you missed the problem is we've got the dairy, we've got the flavoured milk factory, we've got the chocolate factory and the ice cream factory, all requiring sugar. And we've got a bit being sold in the farm shop, which you can't stop because we've got sugar on distribute, so it will distribute to everywhere that will take it. And we can't produce enough sugar to keep everything running. Yet. Don't forget, with the stone, we put it into our farm factory, and by the time it's crushed and had water added to it and turned into lime, whatever we put in, we get half back. So if we put 10,000 litres of stone in, we get 5,000 litres of lime in return. So if you're going to plough and then stone pick, obviously the more stone on the field, the better. We have had a couple of decent lots of stone over the previous two ploughs that we've done. Between 8,500 and 9,000 on this field by the looks of it. It's just going to have a little tiny bit, but that's not going to reach, so we'll just spin round and get that bit, and then the stone picking is complete. It'll get folded up. Hook up to the limer so we know what we're doing next. So, slightly overrun, but that is the end of the episode, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. We're nearly done on our sugarcane field. So thanks for watching and see you next time. Goodbye.
The sun's sinking low, painting fields in golden light. The cattle graze slow as day turns into night. Tractor in the barn, day's work finally done. Peace settles in underneath the setting sun. Grandpa's on the porch, rocking to and fro with a carved wooden pipe watching the fireflies glow. The crickets start to sing a soft evening tune. The shadows grow long beneath the rising moon. Sunset on the farm, days and brings a sigh, with a carved wooden pipe, watching the fireflies glow. The crickets start to sing a soft evening tune, as shadows grow long beneath the rising moon. Sunset on the farm, days in brings a sigh, with the stars up above in the clear country sky. Worries fade away as night begins to charm. Nothing feels as right as sunset on the farm. The fields are quiet now, not a soul around, just the whispering wind and the old house gentle sound. Mama's in the kitchen, making one last meal, with love in every bite, a warmth you can feel. Kids are in their beds, tuckered out from play, dreaming of adventures they had through the day. Hay bales stacked up high, standing tall and proud, underneath the blanket of the evening shroud. Sunset on the farm, days and brings a sigh, with a carved wooden pipe, watching the fireflies glow. The crickets start to sing a soft evening tune, as shadows grow long beneath the rising moon. Sunset on the farm, days in brings a sigh, with the stars up above in the clear country sky. Worries fade away as night begins to charm. Nothing feels as right as sunset on